If the selection people of the MacArthur Foundation want to award me one of their so-called Genius grants, it's okay with me. As awards go, this one is a doozy. In fact, it's a double dipsy doozy. Not only do they hand over $500,000 with no strings attached, as they like to say, except for that IRS string, I've got to believe that one's attached, but you are also very publicly acknowledged as being a genius, which has to be a real shot in the old ego. It's one thing to think you're a genius. It's another to receive a formal declaration. The British have their knights. We have geniuses. How it happens, the process, it's all very hush-hush. There are people who nominate individuals for this honor, and their identities are a secret. You can't just send a note to the MacArthur Foundation saying, "Hey, my buddy Al is a fucking genius." Well, you can, but it won't do Al any good. It doesn't work that way. There are people who make the final selection from the nominees, and they are also a big secret. They want to keep this process as pure and uncorrupted as possible. They recognize 20 to 40 people each year. This MacArthur and his wife, John and Catherine, left behind gobs of money. The award is supposed to assist people in their creative endeavors. Clearly, they must have done something astonishing to qualify as a genius. If you're a postman or a UPS driver, if you sell cars or work for Roto-Rooter, chances are you're not going to win this award. But the award is supposed to go to those who can use it to expand their efforts and do things they could not have done without it. With all due respect, as people like to say, when they're about to say something somewhat disrespectful, I think the selection people of the MacArthur Foundation are losing their way. John and Catherine would be totally pissed off if they could see who their money is helping. Who is their money helping? I took a look at the list of the most recent award winners of a Genius grant. They aren't hard to find. The secrecy ends when the awards are made. Then the trumpets blow. The MacArthur Foundation likes to parade its fellows, as the winners are called. Every year, a new crop of geniuses. Among these people are an economist at Harvard, a physician, a mathematician, a reporter at the Washington Post, an optical physicist / astronomer, a neurobiologist, a microbiologist, a geochemist, a marine ecologist, a computer scientist, a bioengineer, and a pediatric neurosurgeon. Now all of these people are doing well, award or no award. They are well placed, well connected, and recognized in their fields. This award from the MacArthur Foundation, if anything, is the cherry on top of their careers, the gold star on their charts. People are already consider them to be outstanding. This seals it. Now they're officially stamped as geniuses. And just for the hell of it, they get $500,000. Do they need it? Were any of them saying, you know, I'm accomplishing a lot, but it's just a drop in the bucket compared to what I could do if I had $500,000 with no strings attached. Then I could really get something done. I saw an interview with one winner. He writes about the immigrant experience, short stories and novels, in a gritty, raw, and sometimes comical way, so they said. He's also a writing teacher at MIT. I thought all they taught at MIT was science, math, and engineering, like that, and I never considered it especially gritty or raw, but things can change. The interviewer asked the slightly dazzled writer how he felt, and he said, "Great." Like someone had just unsnapped the leash, he said. The interviewer asked him if, now that he was a certified genius and he had all that money, would he leave his teaching position at MIT? "No," the writer said. "I don't want to lose that dental insurance." See what I mean? I don't think Mr. MacArthur and his wife left all that money for people with dental insurance. I think the MacArthur Foundation can do better. They could find people who are truly deserving and who could use that twin boost of the money and the juice that comes with being called a genius. Someone like, well, me. Why not? Okay, you say. Let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that we're going to consider you as a potential MacArthur Foundation nominee. So what have you done to merit this distinction, being labeled a genius plus $500,000? Fine, fair question, glad you asked. Today, just to pick one specific accomplishment, I made a meatloaf. Okay, that's not a pediatric neurosurgery. It's not even marine ecology, but it was a solid effort, backed by a side of mashed potatoes. Was it a genius meatloaf? It's not for me to say. I can report that I offered it to several people and it went over well, except in one instance where she said, "No thanks, I don't like meatloaf." Hey, even if you're an optical physicist / astronomer or a bioengineer, you can't please everyone. If I won the award, I would move on to other dishes, get away from the meat and potatoes, experiment with some of the more exotic ingredients, some raw but nothing gritty, maybe open up a little sandwich shop, call it the MacArthur Foundation, and I could make, let's say, a wrap or a panini and call it the MacArthur Special. I could have a sandwich with a side, say the wrap with some spicy slaw, call it the John and Kathy, perfect partners, immortalized on a platter. That's honoring, not pandering. What it would be exactly, I'm not ready to announce that yet. I'm still working on it. But I'm confident that most people would take one bite, nod, and say, you know what? That's delicious. That's pure genius.